As the world becomes more and more noisy, it's becoming tougher and tougher for us to catch the attention of our customers. They're getting hit left, right, and center with marketing messages, trying to shove information down the throat. As the result, they always have their attention defenses up, and they're always skeptical about everything. Hi, it's Brian here. In this video, I'm going to show you 47 copywriting techniques you can use to make your content twice as captivating, twice as persuasive, and twice as interesting. This allows you to reach through your customers' attention defenses and communicate with them. By doing so, you get to sell more stuff, make more money, and help more people. Before jumping in, I want to mention that these strategies are very powerful, and you want to have your customers' best interest in mind. Promise yourself, don't market crap, alright? So, we're going to be working with a lot of weight loss related examples, and the reason for this is because they are very easy for us to relate to. So if you're a content creator or an internet marketer, then these strategies are going to be invaluable to you. This first set of techniques is going to help you create intrigue and hook your customers into consuming your content. You would apply these techniques to your headline or the introduction part of your content. Alright, without further ado, let's dive right in.
Technique number 1, tension and controversy. So in this case, you want to tie the subject that you're talking about to tension or controversy to catch your audience's attention. Let's take the example of a topic talking about the importance of eating non-genetically modified foods. You can say something like this: Los Angeles farmers unite together against food industry giant, the modern day David versus Goliath story. So you would talk about this incident and tie it to the importance of eating non-GMO foods. Technique number 2, relate to current events. In this case, you want to tie the subject to current events or news to catch attention. Let's say we're talking about the muscle building or fitness for men subject. And let's pretend that Wolverine, the superhero movie, just came out. In this case, you get to say something like this: New superhero movie, Wolverine star Hugh Jackman gains 32 pounds of muscle in 6 weeks. Technique number 3, relate to danger. You want to tie the subject to potential danger to catch attention and create intrigue. The subject in this case is effectiveness of superfoods for heart health and weight loss. These are the examples: 12 subtle signs of a lurking heart attack and how to detect the danger. Family history of heart disease, avoid these foods at all costs. Technique number 4, identify embarrassing secret. You want to pinpoint the target audience's humiliating deep secrets to catch their attention. In this case, the subject is men's weight loss topic. You get to say something like this: Here are some of the things my clients tell me. Sometimes it's hard to decide on which is more embarrassing, keeping my shirt on or taking it off at the swimming pool. Can you relate? Technique number 5 is to include weird details. You want to pinpoint and include seemingly random details on the topic to create intrigue. The subject in this case, natural solution to healthy skin. A headline you can use would sound something like this: How the wife of an avocado farmer discovered the overnight natural cure to eye wrinkles. Technique number 6, use oxymoron. You want to use an oxymoronic phrase to pique interest and create intrigue. The topic in this case is persuasion strategies for sales professionals. Take a look at these headlines: Gentle manipulation, how the media subconsciously controls your buying behavior. How to invite pursuit from your prospects and effortlessly turn them into paying clients. Technique number 7, answer big objections up front. Identify and answer the common big objections for reading your content. So let's see what that looks like. Let's say we're selling something from the work from home business opportunity niche. Then the common big objection would be this: This is just another one of those MLM pyramid schemes. So to answer to that objection, you want to include something like this in the beginning of your content. Before you read on, I want to make it clear, this is not another one of those get rich tomorrow systems where I teach you how to make money teaching other people how to make money. Technique number 8, advantageous disadvantage reframe. This one is quite counterintuitive. You want to create intrigue by implying that a presupposed disadvantage is actually an advantage. That might sound a little bit confusing, so let's take a look. If the subject in this case is leadership and management advice for the introverted type, then it would look something like this: The introvert advantage, how to use your quiet traits to demonstrate authority in the workplace. Technique number 9 is to address big myth and position against everyone else. You want to address a big myth that the target customers believe in to create intrigue and differentiate from your competitors. Let's say in this case, the topic is how to build a successful blog. Then you would write something like this. Here are the big myths about building a blog that everyone is being fed. You just have to create lots of content. You need to have a social media strategy in place to build a big following. You need to outsource your writing so you can do little to no work and still succeed. These advice cause most new bloggers to fail. Technique number 10 is to pre-sell intimidation. This is one of my favorite techniques. You want to intimidate and pose a challenge to create intrigue. The subject in this case, again, is the weight loss topic. Before moving forward, I will warn you, the steps taught in this program is not for the lazy or the weak-minded. If you can't handle change, then you should probably go read another Top 10 Ways to Lose Weight article. The goal of this is not to scare your audience away, but rather pose a challenge for them to go ahead and take up the challenge. Technique number 11 is to pre-sell dream benefits. You want to state out the exact benefits that your audience would receive from consuming the entire piece of content that you've created. I'm going to give you 2 examples. So example number 1, the subject is social media marketing how-to for small businesses. You get to say something like this. By the end of this article, you're going to learn how to log onto Facebook at any time, schedule 3 to 5 promotional posts, and start receiving customer inquiry emails in as little as 24 hours. Example number 2, the subject is social confidence how-to. We get to say something like this. In just a moment, you're going to see how 2 simple tweaks to your tonality can trick people into thinking that you're a confident person. Now, for someone who is not very confident, they're going to become really intrigued and they're going to want to find out what this is talking about. Technique 12, pre-sell heightened emotions. You want to state the heightened emotions that the target audience may experience after reading your content to create intrigue. The subject in this case, personal finance advice. Before reading on, I will mention that the stuff I'm about to tell you might make you angry for the right reasons. Why? Because I'm about to share with you some information that your financial advisor is keeping a secret from you. The information I'm about to share really pissed some people off, but I decided that the truth needs to be told. When you use this pre-sale technique, you would be able to get people to become really interested in finding out the information. Technique 13 is to use story gimmicks. Use an attention-grabbing statement or a story to hook the attention of the audience. So let's take a look. Let's say in this case we're talking about weight loss. Trader, sellout, that's what the other personal trainers call me for truly helping. Trader, sellout, that's what the other personal trainers call me for truly helping people lose weight and get into shape. Most people would see these attacks as a negative thing, but I love it. Why? Well, as the saying goes, if you have haters, you know you're doing something right. That said, in this report, I'm going to show you the top 3 myths for weight loss that's preventing you from burning the stubborn belly fat.
This next set of techniques is used for demonstrating understanding. In other words, you get to use it to get onto the same page with your customers. This is crucial because your customers are not going to trust you or believe in what you say unless you show them that you understand them. Let's jump in and take a look.
Technique 14, Quantifiable Benefits. You want to use specific quantifiable benefits to replace subjective benefits to demonstrate understanding. Let's take a look at a couple before and afters. So this subject is the productivity how-to topic. Before, become more productive. After, double your output. If we're talking about the customer value optimization for small business topic, then the before would be make more money for your business. After is increase average customer value by at least 20%. Last example here, it's on the arthritis relief how-to topic. Before, help you feel better. After, eliminate the need for painkillers or medication. Technique 15, External References. You want to use external references to replace subjective benefits and demonstrate understanding that way. Before, 12 effective marketing strategies. After, 12 marketing strategies I use for building my 6-figure coaching business. Before, 3 techniques for losing weight. After, 3 techniques that help me lose 24 pounds in 8 weeks. When you use the external references, you get to communicate really clearly what the benefits are. Technique 16, Niche-related buzzwords. This is another one of my favorite techniques. So how this works is you want to replace subjective benefits with niche-related buzzwords that your target customers resonate with. Typical benefit, lose weight. Buzzword benefit, get rid of muffin top. Typical benefit, increase energy. Buzzword benefit, no more 3 o'clock crash. Typical benefit, become stronger. Buzzword benefit for this is press 2 plate or more. Typical benefit, work on your own terms. Buzzword benefit, achieve the laptop lifestyle. Technique 17 is nightmare scenario. You want to describe the worst case scenario that the target audience is trying to avoid to demonstrate understanding. So the subject in this case is another weight loss topic. You get to say something like this. The next thing you know, we find ourselves sprawled out on the couch next to an empty carton of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, not knowing what the heck happened. Okay, so this is a typical nightmare scenario of an aspiring dieter. And when you say something like this, they get to go, wow, this person really understands. Technique 18 is you probably already tried. And how this works is you want to point out the target audience's failed attempts at solving their problem to demonstrate the understanding of the problem. The subject, weight loss. You probably already tried the low-carb diet but ended up feeling tired all the time. You probably also tried going on a raw diet but found it to be way too expensive to keep up. Well, it's not your fault. These diets are very tough for the average person to sustain. Here's what you can do instead. Technique 18, quote and flip. This works by quoting the questions and the inner dialogue of your target audience to communicate understanding of what they're going through. This is another weight loss subject. What diet should I be following for weight loss? The theories behind these popular diets are all contradicting. Who should I be listening to? Kind of like an umbrella caught in a hurricane, new dieters usually stumble around in confusion, getting pulled in all different directions, trying to figure out which dieting advice to follow. Should I be on low carb first and then switch to vegan? What about paleo or keto? I heard these diets are nearly impossible to stick to. Well, in this program, you will discover once and for all how to identify the best diet to follow for weight loss. Also, you'll learn about the tricks and tactics for sticking to this diet so you can experience sustained results.
This next set of techniques is going to help your content become more engaging. We already know that people have a very short attention span nowadays, and if your content is not engaging and not interesting, then they're going to look somewhere else. So these techniques are going to help you keep their attention and ensure that they read through your entire piece of content.
Technique number 20 is attention speed bumps. It works by using multiple subheads to slow your audience down and prevent them from skim reading. This is a stress management topic, and these are the attention speed bump subheads that you get to place throughout your copy. The 3 sneaky causes of stress, they're not what you think. Why meditation doesn't work for most people and what to do instead. Coworkers stressing you out, this is what you need to do. The 30-second trick to calming your nerves and becoming stress-free at the workplace. So again, you want to place these subheads throughout your content to stop the skimmers from skimming. Technique 21, target reiterate. This works by reiterating the target benefit in different ways so you hit that target benefit over and over and over throughout your content. Let's say we're on the topic of muscle building for growing big biceps. We get to use this subhead, step-by-step system that allows you to break through your bicep growth plateau. And then use this bullet, the unique squeeze and stretch exercise for explosive bicep growth. And then lastly, include a testimonial with this phrase, I finally achieved my 19-inch arms goal. Someone who's looking to grow big biceps is going to read through this and understand clearly that this piece of content is going to help them achieve big biceps. Bottom line, you want to emphasize and then re-emphasize on the target benefit so your target audience understand clearly what they're going to get. Technique 22, emotional trigger words. You want to replace boring everyday words with words that cause an emotional spike. Let's look at some before and afters. Before, 3 simple techniques to gain advantage over your competition. After, 3 sneaky techniques for destroying your competition. Before, habits that are preventing you from being healthy and losing weight. After, disgusting habits that are keeping you fat. Before, 10 healthy foods to remove from your children's diet. After, 10 cancer-causing foods that are killing your children. As you can see, the difference is profound. When you can switch out these everyday boring average words with emotional trigger words, you get to make a big difference and have your headlines and have your content a lot more hard-hitting. Technique 23, punch up front. You want to reorganize your sentence structure so you can deliver the punch early on in the sentence. Let's take a look at some before and afters. About 45 minutes after I announced that my new product is available for purchase, my server blew up from the rush of customers rushing to my order page. My site exploded. After, it exploded. Yep. About 45 minutes after I announced that my new product is available for purchase, my server blew up from the rush of customers rushing to my order page. As you can see, when you take the punchline and you put it right up front, it catches your audience's attention right off the bat. Technique 24, exaggerated metaphors and hyperboles. You want to use visual exaggerations to make a clear point and differentiate from other Me Too boring writing. Before, I came up with a great idea. After, a light bulb the size of the sun appeared over my head. Before, get big biceps. After, grow arms that make Dwayne Johnson raise his brow. Technique 25, spectrum pulse technique. Pulse between the conversational style and the academic style of writing to increase engagement and make your content different. This is a new age topic, so it's a how-to topic on happiness and fulfillment. The example goes like this. Philosophers have been debating for centuries on the topic of true happiness. Now, you might say, psh, happiness can be obtained with a $12 bottle of wine. Money can buy happiness after all. But is this really the case? Contrary to popular belief. Okay, so that's the end of the example. So the goal here is to keep your readers engaged by writing in a conversational style and then switching over into an academic style and then back and forth. Technique 26, cliffhangers. You want to end sentences and paragraphs before the punch or the punchline to keep the audience engaged and keep them reading. Let's take a look at a before and after. So this is the before. Most Generation Y still believes that you need at least 5 years of post-secondary education before you can land a 6-figure job. But the truth is that the best paying positions are typically awarded to the most resourceful problem solvers. Once revised, it'll look like this. Most Generation Y still believes that you need at least 5 years of post-secondary education before you can land a 6-figure job. But here's the truth. The best paying positions are typically awarded to the most resourceful problem solvers. Here's another example. People that suffer from autoimmune diseases typically spend thousands of dollars on drugs prescribed from their docs. The issue with that is that your doc's obligation is to sell drugs, not to help you get well. Once revised, it'll look like this. People that suffer from autoimmune diseases typically spend thousands of dollars on drugs prescribed from their docs. Now, this might make you pretty upset. However, here's the underlying issue. Your doc's obligation is to sell drugs, not to help you get well. The bottom line goal here is to keep the audience's attention and sustain their momentum in consuming your content. Technique 27, punctuate for emphasis. This is quite counterintuitive, but you want to use abnormal punctuations to emphasize on the important elements of the copy. So let's take a look. For before and after, if you're still trying to build a blog through writing 500-word blog posts, then you need to stop right now. Once revised, it'll look like this. If you're still trying to build a blog through writing 500-word blog posts, then you need to stop right now.
Now, if your customers don't think that they have a need or they have a problem to solve, then it's going to be very difficult for you to get them to take on the actions that you want them to take. The next set of techniques is going to help you create needs and aspirations in your audience. By doing so, you get to turn them from not motivated into taking action into people that are motivated into taking action.
Technique 28, compare to others. You want to compare your target customer to people with similar traits that are better off to create aspiration. So let's take a look at some examples. This one is for a freelance consulting career how-to topic. The average nutritionist with 5 years of experience earns $94,000 a year. Are you being underpaid at your clinic? If so, maybe it's time for you to start your own practice. In this case, an experienced nutritionist who's earning under $94,000 would be incredibly intrigued in finding out more. Technique 29, case study to sell features. This technique is super powerful, so you want to use a success case study to demonstrate the power of the feature that you're trying to sell. So let's take a look at an example of this. For this first example, we're talking about the feature of the low carb meal plan. So you're looking to sell the low carb meal plan, and the desired benefit of the target audience is to lose 25 pounds in 2 months. The success case study would look like this. Through the use of the low carb meal plan, Jenny was able to lose 27 pounds in 2 months without exercising. Read the story of her success here. And then from there, you would plug in the case study and you would break it down to show how Jenny used the low carb meal plan to lose the weight. And after reading through this case study, the target audience would become very interested in finding out more about the low carb meal plan. Let's take a look at another example. So in this case, the feature that you're looking to sell is the real estate investment strategies. And the desired benefit is to make money fast. The introduction for the case study: through real estate flipping techniques, Joe was able to earn an extra $45,000 in 1 year. Check out the step-by-step strategies he used for achieving success. Read more here. Bottom line, you want to find out the desired benefits that your target customers are looking for and show them through a case study how the feature that you want them to have gets them the benefits that they're looking for.
Let's now get into some persuasion techniques. Now, this next set of techniques is going to help you become more persuasive, which increases the chances of your customers taking on your offer.
Technique 30, Social Proof Multiplier. Use a variety of social proof elements within your copy to demonstrate credibility and proof of results. Here's an example. I taught this lesson last year at the Real Estate Investing Mastery Conference. This is called the estate syndication method. By saying this, you're implying that you've been speaking at conferences on this topic, and speakers are perceived as people with social proof. Over 4,000 people all over the world have gone through this training, so I'm sure you'll find it very valuable. The implication here is it's worked for a lot of people, so it should work for you as well. Backed by popular demand, I'm putting on the Real Estate Investing Mastery Conference once again this November. Now, backed by popular demand, of course, implies social proof as well. Technique 31, Assumptive Close. This is more of an old school sales technique, but let's take a look and see how it works in writing. Conceptually, you want to communicate as if the customer has already complied to your request. Taking a look at some before and afters. Before, if you put these techniques into use, you may. After, when you put these techniques into use, you're going to. Before, which option appears to be better, option A or option B? After, which option is your favorite, option A or option B? Before, if you start using the system, you may experience. After, once you start using this system, you're going to experience. Technique number 32, Past Present Future Framework, or the PPF framework. You want to address the past assumptions, current assumptions, and the new discovery to show insight. Let's take a look at an example for the weight loss topic. A decade ago, people thought fat made you fat. We all know now that that's not true. Nowadays, people believe that carbs make you fat. In reality, the quality of the food ingredients is the real factor that determines our weight gain. Let me show you now how to put this new insight into use for losing weight. Technique 33, 1, 2, 3, Convert. This technique helps you demonstrate your expertise through simplifying complex processes. This is the example. Here are the 3 simple steps to creating a high-value service offering people would pay for. Step number 1, identify the top 3 to 5 problems your target customers are experiencing. Step number 2, identify or create the solution to those 3 to 5 problems. Step number 3, package those 3 to 5 solutions together into a service offering and explain how it solves the top 3 to 5 problems. You can of course teach this process in 50 steps, but we as human beings cannot remember 50 steps, and it's just not very palatable. So by truncating it and turning it into 3 simple steps just like this, then you get to demonstrate your expertise because you get to show people conceptually how to go through the process really easily. Technique 34, Nightmare Fantasy Contrast. This works by illustrating and contrasting the worst case scenario with the dream fantasy. This creates motivation, it persuades, and it communicates understanding. For the example, we're going to talk about the job search or career development topic. You can say something like this. Instead of sending out hundreds of resumes, sitting by the phone, waiting for months only to hear crickets, imagine having prestigious, high-paying companies chasing after you, fighting to bring you onto their team. How awesome would that be? Technique 35, end off intimidation and qualification. Unlike the pre-sell technique, you want to create qualifications for purchasing to increase curiosity and motivation for buying. So let's again talk about the real estate investing how-to example. It's going to sound something like this. Let me make it clear before you hit the purchase button. This is not a sit on the couch and make money system. If you're an information junkie who likes to buy business opportunity courses just to feel good, then you're out of luck. Work is required for big rewards. I think you know this already. Technique 36, plug and play reframe. You can repackage information to become plug and play and imply that it's easier to use. By doing so, you make it a lot more attractive to the consumers. Let's take a look at some before and afters. Before, 12-step strategy for closing the deal on your next sales call. After, word-for-word script for closing the deal on your next sales call. Before, step-by-step guide to outlining your nonfiction book. After, plug-and-play nonfiction book template. Technique 37, the AMOC Framework. This is the framework for creating content that motivates your readers into taking action. So it works like this. First, you want to draw the target audience's attention to a problem, and then you want to magnify that problem. From there, you want to offer the solution for solving that problem. And lastly, you want to end off with a call to action for them to get more help in solving the problem. Let's take a look at a topic of healthy eating and cancer prevention eating. First, the attention to problem, dangers of eating genetically modified foods. When we magnify the problem in step 2, it can look something like this. Statistics show that GMO foods increase chances of heart disease by 34% and cancer by 22%. And then we offer the solution for solving the problem. The GMO Detective app helps detect genetically modified foods. Finally, we give the call to action for them to get more help in solving the problem. Now, you can get the app here for 20% off. So, attention to problem, magnify problem, offer solution, call to action. I want to mention that this is a really minimalistic example. Ideally, you want to include a lot of quality information in the offer solution portion of this framework to build trust. Technique 38, feature benefit action framework. This is a minimalist sales framework for getting the target customers to take action. It works like this. First, describe the product, then you want to describe the benefits for using the product, and then you want to provide the immediate step-by-step call to action for them to go ahead and take on the offer. Let's pretend for a moment that we are selling painkillers. So first step is to describe the product. What I have here is the Pain Eliminate 3000, and then we describe the benefits. What it does is it eliminates back pain, headaches, achy joints, and cramping muscles in 10 minutes or less. Lastly, we give the call to action. If you're looking to get rid of back pain, headaches, achy joints, and cramping muscles so you can reclaim your mobility and get back to your regular everyday life, then this is what you need to do right now. Visit www.paineliminate3000.com, enter in your payment information, and you'll receive your first 2 bottles of the Pain Eliminate 3000 in your mailbox within 3 to 5 business days. I want to mention that this framework may seem like it's really simple, almost too simple, but it works. And it works because it prevents distracting sales fluff from being added into the sales message. In other words, this framework keeps your message super focused. Technique 39, Dream Clients Only framework. This one works by crafting the irresistible no-brainer offer for ideal customers with the highest chance of success. Let's say that this is for a home selling service. The offer would look like this. I guarantee that I can sell your home within 4 weeks for your asking price. I'll even give you $1,000 upfront to guarantee on my offer. I'll even give you $1,000 upfront to guarantee my offer. If I don't deliver, you keep the $1,000 and I don't take a penny in commission. and then you give the conditions for working with you. Your home must be in a selling condition. Your expectations must be fair. I don't take on all the clients, so send in your application here to see if your home qualifies for my service. Here's a note. If you create copy using this framework, then the goal is to generate many leads so you can sift through them to find the ideal dream client that you're confident you can fully help, and then work with those clients.
Alright, this very last set of techniques is going to help you build rapport and bonding with your audience. This allows you to connect with your audience on a personal level. And by doing so, you increase the chances of them opening up your future emails, taking on your future offers, and becoming your future clients.
Technique 40. Highlight relatable traits. You want to highlight mutually shared traits to build rapport. Let's say I am a mommy entrepreneur and my clients are aspiring mommy entrepreneurs. In this case, the traits and past experiences of the target audience would be things like children being priority and lack of entrepreneurial support from the husband. I would highlight these points in my content. I didn't want to become one of those parents that put their career before their kids. My kids come first before anything else, but I knew I had to make my business work so I don't deprive them of a memorable, worry-free childhood. I remember the day when I incorporated my business. I was ecstatic, but instead of being met with the same excitement, I received a lashing from John, my then husband. Looking back now, I'm so glad I pushed on despite of the criticism. Technique 41, we and us. This one is simple. You want to generously use the terms we and us to establish the quote-unquote same-sidedness with the audience. The subject in this case, freelancing success topic. Let's take a look at a before and after. Before, you need to provide actionable, motivating advice to your clients. After, as freelancers, coaches, and consultants, we need to provide actionable and motivating advice to our clients. Technique 42, demonstrate emotions. You want to display a wide range of emotions within your content to become more relatable and more human. Some examples of this. I nearly fell off my chair in disbelief when my inbox exploded from the flood of sales notifications. I remember the time when I worked as a valet. I was so envious of those rich folks, driving around in their fancy Ferraris, dropping Benjamins like spare change. Technique 43, position a student in progress. You want to position yourself as a diligent learner who's also in the process of mastering the subject that you're talking about. This builds trust and shows proof of knowledge. Let's talk about the real estate investing subject again. I spent the last 3 years studying the top 50 books on real estate and real estate investing. I implemented what I've learned from these books and ended up purchasing 2 investment properties with no money down. I'm not a real estate billionaire yet, but let me show you the strategies I've learned so far. Technique 44, identify the enemy. You want to identify and categorize a mutual foe to establish bonding with your audience. Let's talk about the weight loss advice topic. These greedy major food corporations make us become addicted to their toxic products. This is why we experience the out of control weight gain. We need to support each other and fight against these major food corporations. These personal trainers' job is to keep us overweight for as long as possible. They talk about the importance of the workouts, but they give us bad nutritional advice. Think about it. If you achieved your ideal weight quickly, then they'll lose you as a client. We need to educate ourselves about proper nutrition. Technique 45, define the shared community. You want to identify the community that you share with your target audience to establish bonding and create rapport. Let's talk about the social entrepreneurship advice topic. You know what's awesome? We're a community of purpose-driven entrepreneurs, a community of people with great vision for making the world a better place. I don't think it's possible to be among a more empowering circle of friends. Technique 46, problem foreshadow. You want to warn the audience of all the potential dangers that they're not yet aware of to position yourself as their guardian angel. For a freelancing topic, we can say something like this. Here are the 3 problems nearly all aspiring freelancers run into: getting asked to do free work from clients and not knowing how to say no and stand their ground. undervaluing their craft and ending up working for pennies, frustration from not knowing how to nudge the clients when they fail to meet payment deadlines. Now, let me show you how to handle all these challenges. Technique 47, Aspiration Factor. This one is key. You want to remember to communicate belief in your audience's success to establish rapport. Another weight loss topic example. So let's take a look. By starting with this personal training program, we become a team. I want you to win. I'm in your corner and I really want you to win. I've seen so many clients succeed, get the compliments and acknowledgement that they want. Plus, I've seen them experience the gratification of being able to prove their friends and family that they have what it takes, with the before and after photos. And I can't wait for you to experience all these things for yourself.
And that is the 47 copywriting techniques. Make sure to visit the website to grab your swipe file of these techniques so you can keep them handy to refer to when you're creating content. Also, remember to like, subscribe, favorite, and playlist, and all that jazz. This is Brian B. I'll talk to you soon.